Hudson Fire Department Memorial Service. We are gathered here today to remember those who have died in the line of duty, as well as all past Hudson Fire Department members who are no longer with us. It is a celebration of their lives and a time to honor their memory. At this time, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'd like to welcome President of the Professional Firefighters of Hudson, Craig Benner, up to say a few words.
Thanks, Chief. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. And as the President of the Professional Firefighters of Hudson, it is my honor to address you all as we remember those that we have lost and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. In our profession, we put others before ourselves. This memorial is dedicated to all the Hudson Fire Department members that are no longer with us, but that did just that. They have passed on that responsibility to us to keep putting others first. As we take time to remember our members, let us not forget the 83 line of duty deaths so far this year alone. And of course, Hudson's own line of duty death, James Taylor, who died responding to a call in 1981. Joseph Campbell wrote, "A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself." Being a firefighter is not just something that we do, but who we are. These line of duty deaths should always be a reminder that life is precious and not something to take for granted. Thank you all again for coming to honor and remember the work of these members, as well as the citizens that they have helped along the way. Your attendance is deeply appreciated. At this time, I'd like to ask the President of the Relief Association, Brian Clarenbeck, to come up and say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for coming out here this evening. Tonight we have gathered to honor those members of the Hudson Fire Department who have come before us. These members have laid the foundation for our fire department, and as we continue to grow into the future, we must also keep an eye to the past and remember the efforts of those who have given us the base upon which to build. The names of those members are enshrined here, whether they died in the line of duty at an emergency scene or from old age after a long and successful life. We remember them here for eternity next to their fellow firefighters so that our department and our community can contemplate their service and remember their sacrifices. I'd like to invite Chief Tice back to the podium.
We gather here this evening to pay tribute to those members who have come before us, laid the foundation of what the department is today, and sadly have now departed us. As the department has progressed, we have seen members who were volunteer, call members, and full-time. That didn't matter because they were our friends and our colleagues. Many volunteered their time to build the Central Fire Station. Some were our first full-time members. They all gave something of themselves and contributed in countless ways to make us what we are today. They served for the love of the job, their love of community, and their love of each other. They did so without many of the benefits and comforts we take for granted today. The simple satisfaction of doing the job was all the reward they needed. They set an example that we should all reflect on from time to time. Although we do this as a career and a profession, We have the privilege of serving our fellow citizens in their time of need, and we have the opportunity to make a positive impact in people's lives. Every once in a while, we should take a moment to feel that satisfaction and recognize that is the greatest reward of all. This year we add the names of Captain Richard Marshall and Firefighter Ed Shiebler to the memorial. The two longtime friends, co-workers, and members of our family. And we pay special tribute to Hudson's only line of duty death, Firefighter James A. Taylor, who gave his life on July 27, 1981, while responding to an emergency call. Please keep the families of these and all of our departed members in your thoughts. At this time, Captain Steve Gannon will read the bell ceremony, and Firefighter Patrick Kelly will ring the bell for us.
The bell ceremony. The men and women of today's fire service are confronted with a more dangerous work environment than ever before. We are forced to continually change our strategies, tactics to accomplish our tasks. Our methods may change, but our goals remain the same as they were in the past: to save lives and to protect property, sometimes at a terrible cost. This is what we do. This is our chosen profession. This is the tradition of the firefighter. The fire service today is ever-changing, but it is steeped in traditions 200 years old. One such tradition is the sound of the bell. In the past, as firefighters begin their tour of duty, it was the bell that signaled the beginning of that day's shift. Throughout the day and night, each alarm was sounded by a bell, which summoned these brave souls to fight fires and to place their lives in jeopardy for the good of their fellow citizen. And when the fire was out and the alarm had come to an end, it was the bell that signaled all the companies the completion of that call. When a firefighter had died in the line of duty, paying the supreme sacrifice, it was the mournful toll of the bell that solemnly announced a comrade's passing. Long before telephones and radios, fire departments used the telegraph to communicate. When the handle was pulled on the once familiar red fire alarm boxes found on nearly every street corner of America, a special code was transmitted to every fire station. When a firefighter died in the line of duty, the fire alarm office would tap out a special signal. That signal was 5 measured dashes, then a pause, then 5 measured dashes, then another pause, then 5 more. This became universally known as the tolling of the bell, and was broadcast over all telegraph fire alarm circuits. This signal was a sign of honor and respect for all firefighters that have made the ultimate sacrifice and has become an all-time honored tradition. And so, to those who have selflessly given their lives for the good of their fellow man, their task completed, their duties well done, to our comrades, their last alarm, they are going home. Firefighter James Taylor in the line of duty. Firefighter John Abbott. Firefighter Kenneth Abbott. Captain Roland Abbott. Firefighter Earl Alexander. Firefighter Richard Allison. Deputy Chief Sidney Baker. Firefighter Eddie Bisbing. Lieutenant Tom Blinn. Firefighter Mike Bollard. Lieutenant Robert Busher. Firefighter Arthur Brunt. Firefighter Arthur Burden. Firefighter Paul Buxton. Firefighter Richard Burns. Deputy Chief Robert Buxton. Captain George Cady. Firefighter Orman Campbell. Chief Oscar Campbell. Deputy Chief Robert Campbell. Chief Ray Carter. Firefighter John Chapman, Firefighter Eugene Cherkas, Deputy Chief Harry Chesnulovich, Firefighter Fred Coffin, Firefighter Donald Cole, Chief Harry Connell, Medical Director Dr. David Connor, Firefighter Hershey Cook, Firefighter Richard Dane, Executive Secretary Tori DeManch, Firefighter Howard Dilworth, Firefighter William Edgley, Chief Harry Emerson, Captain Charles Farmer, Firefighter Arthur Fuller, Deputy Chief George Fuller Sr., Assistant Chief Joseph Fuller, Firefighter Walter Fuller, Captain Christopher Gallagher, Deputy Chief Winifred Hannaford, Firefighter Leon Hammond, Firefighter George Haynes, Firefighter Fred House, Firefighter Raymond House, Firefighter Leland Howard, Firefighter Richard Mallard, Captain Richard Marshall, Firefighter George Mason, Firefighter Frank Matthews, Firefighter Alfred McAfee, Lieutenant Elmer McClavey, Firefighter Romeo Morin, Firefighter Raymond Morse, Chief Frank Nutting, Lieutenant John Parker, Firefighter Raymond Parker, Firefighter William Preston, Assistant Chief Charles Reynolds, Executive Secretary Jennifer Reel, Firefighter Ed Robinson, Lieutenant Bud Rogers, Dispatcher Joe Ross, Firefighter Fred Rowell, Firefighter George Roy, Chief Abraham Sanders, Firefighter Varian Scott, Firefighter Art Shepard, Firefighter Ed Shiebler, Firefighter Al Smilikis, Firefighter Gordon Smith, Firefighter Leonard Smith, Captain Roger Spooner, Firefighter Ralph Steele, Firefighter Robert Sudbury, Firefighter Robert Tate, Firefighter Richard Tyler, Firefighter Dispatcher Linda Upham. Seatbelt, hook good, hook, very good, hook. Hold up, halt.
This concludes our memorial service. Thank you for attending. I look forward to seeing all of you at the White Birch immediately following. Dismissed.